If you hated the fact that your father had constantly had lied to you, say, "Oh, I'm gonna get you next week," then be there for your children. If you hated the fact that you saw your father put his hands on your mother, then don't do that and show your son and your daughter what it is to be a man. Show them what it is to be a structured, strong man in the household. So the topic of the day is going to be fatherhood, and I was really contemplating if I wanted to do this topic or talking about um, combating fear, but I really do feel like this is a more important topic since it's not really mentioned about this, especially in this modern days and everything. So because and the reason why I've actually mentioned I want to talk about fatherhood first of all because so as a bunch of well, a bunch of you may not know that I have a daughter and a son. Daughter is 2 years old, and my son he's 1 years old. And every day after I come from work, 12 hours, 6 times a week, I actually come home and feed them, change them, you know, making their lunches and things like that, and then I take them to school. Then I come back here and then filming videos, etc., etc. If it's on this channel or it's gonna be on my other channel, but it really got me to thinking. It is like fatherhood, being a father is very rare now because like since now there's more broken homes than ever. I mean, ever since in the like 60s and 70s, things like that. I mean, I know there was a lot of homes back then who didn't have a father in the house, but now it's more prevalent now in day age when it comes to like many different dudes have like different kids by other women, etc., etc. And then they're not really like guiding their kids to actually show what it is to be a man or what a woman needs to see into a man. See a man when it comes to like being responsible, being respectful, having a drive, having their responsibilities down and packed. Because now it's just like we got like so many like labels and so many people trying to depict or what a man should or should not be, and it just kind of it's like it comes with hand in hand with the whole generational thing. How like people would like not teach the next generation on how to do like fatherly things. I'm only going to mention about the fathers in this video. Maybe later on I will actually mention about the mothers and such. But I'm gonna talk about fathers. So, anyways, going back on track. It's a generational thing now. Like we are having less and fewer men are being leaders to show and teach other men how to be fathers. Yes, being a father is very difficult and it can be scary, but it just comes with the fact that if you created something, that's your responsibility as well. Like just because like the court system is only favoring the mothers and such, when it comes to like the children, at the end of the day, that is still your child. That is still your kids, your children. If you have more than one, and it just really gets me upset when I see so many men be like, "Oh no, nah, I'm a grown man because I gotta do X, Y, and Z. I gotta go down the block everything to like sell a few little rocks and a few little bricks there." But if your home is not being set and you're not being tended to your kids, you're not being a man. And if you got to constantly call up, I don't know, Ben to pick her up at like on a corner store, and then you only like focusing on like packing up more weed, and then you carry around a gun, and the kids are like right at the houses, and the mothers are just watching them. That's not you being a man. You're neglecting them in a sense. Well, I mean, it's not really in a sense. It's just how it is. Trying not to yell and everything because I really want to just talk and everything because yelling is not going to push out a good message. It's just gonna be like really like off topic and things like that. But anyways, um, yeah, it's just I'm not gonna say any names, but I got something to tell you guys as far as being a father and everything. Like, let me just go give me a drink of my lemonade real quick. So man, I know a person who has two daughters and two other kids who actually are his stepkids, but he does not own his stepkids because he says like they didn't come from me, they're not my blood, and things like that, which is really really upsetting. And he thinks that just because you are buying material things, the child thinks that they love them. But like it's just like I know I'm all over the place, but it just like as a father, you got to do more than just like buy them things that they want. You got to nurture them. You got to talk to them. You got to sit down and then like trying to hear what they are saying, because like because if you're not doing your due diligence of understanding your child's life or actually having like a good relationship towards them, they're going to seek out and finding their relationship with other people. For instance, when a father isn't teaching their son how to be a man or respect women and respect himself, he's gonna go out in the world and gonna go talk to all the females, call them all types of names, and not even having a job, and then being constantly mad at the world because he feels like no one is showing him love. And it goes with men teaching their daughters. If the father isn't showing their daughters the correct way on how men should treat their daughters, they're gonna seek out and they go find men who would show them quote quote love, disrespect them, treat them less than a woman, and just run on through. And that's terrible. But I just don't understand why there isn't any sort of like videos out there. Well, I mean, I know there's videos out there, but it's just like there isn't any like people as like my age who are trying to push out. The having a father in the house is very important, but at the same time, is being praised on the internet that mothers who are raising their kids raising their kids by themselves is actually the correct way, which is not. It's not like a mother versus a father. It should be a mother and a father uniting and building up their empire, their legacy, their building up for their children, their children's children, their grandchildren, the great grandchildren, their whole entire lineage. But we had lost our ways when it comes to like having family meetings or just like having sort of like fathers just being appraised or announced. Cause shoot, even during like Father's Day, it's like one of the fewer holidays people actually remember because like there isn't a lot of fathers in the household because it's being taught on media that men should not be masculine and then the the nuclear family should be broken apart because people think that it's the norm. And it's not. What is normal is a father and a mother in the house raising their kids, and the father should teach and lead the family to the promised land. And what I mean by the promised land, the family is settled. The house is settled. The kids are going to school. They graduated from high school. They have jobs, and then if they don't want to go to the workforce right away, they can go to college and things like that. But like we don't even have any sort of leadership anymore. And then like men have all these excuses, be like, oh well, I don't have time because I got to do et cetera, et cetera. But oh, and then on top of that, I don't understand when men be like, "Oh, well, I don't know how to be a father because my father wasn't around." Look, man, let me tell you this: for men who say that is a poor excuse. It really is, because like if you hated the fact that your father did not show up at your basketball game when you want him to, then you go do that for your kids. If you hated the fact that your father had constantly had lied to you, say, "Oh, I'm gonna get you next week," then be there for your children. If you hated the fact that you saw your father put his hands on your mother, then don't do that, and show your son and your daughter what it is to be a man. Show them what it is to be a structured, strong man in the household. Because I don't understand why men keep on saying, "I don't know how to do this because I wasn't even raised." But knowing what it's like to have a household that your father wasn't around, that is the basic knowledge of what you need to do. Do the opposite of what they did not. Like, okay, do the opposite of what they haven't done, and it amplify what they did good, so you could be a better parent for your kids. So your kids can actually know what to be a father and be a man is, so they can raise your grandchildren right, instead of them being parents and then they gave you the kids because they're not structured of being a parent because they weren't taught, because you wouldn't teach them how to be a parent. It's as simple as that. But maybe I'm just the only one who just thinks about that. But if I am, let me know, because it's just it's sad, man. And then men out there, we got to do better when it comes to handling our business. Handling our business is not you selling like a couple of bags of Dom weed, whatever. Handling the business is not you always like go and drive by to your boys. Handling your business is taking care of your household and taking care of your kids. That's what being a man is. Not being on shooting up bang bang whatever, and then like, you just thinking that, this is like the wild wild west. No, that is just you just being a child, and then like not being a man. It's not. It really isn't.